In this week's Parshat Tzav, God commands Moshe to tell Aaron and his sons about the Korban Olah, the elevation offering. And part of what God commands is that the flame on the elevation offering should forever be kept aflame, should be forever burning, and the smoke goes up to heaven. And very briefly, the Or HaChaim connects this to redemption, and that the sacrifice of the Jews in exile um, has been something that forever they sacrificed until we get to the redemption when the Jews can eventually make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, and that's represented by the flame going up. Um, and he discusses this at greater length, but I want to take this concept of redemption and connect it to a way that I see the word flame here in the Pasuk representing. Because the word in the Pasuk that when the command is given to keep this flame burning, it says um, Mogdah. And it's interesting because it says the word again later in the pasuk, but it says moked. And moked is the masculine version, but mokdah is the feminine version. So why does it use the feminine version here? And the question is highlighted because in this word mokdah, the first letter is written smaller than the rest of the letters. It's a letter mem, and it's written smaller. So it brings attention to this word that we're supposed to look at it and notice it and see something different about it. And to me, this very much speaks to me as a woman, but we can also talk about from the feminine aspect um, of personalities and the way we do things and how things affect us, because this flame that we have and the mem that it starts with this word mem is is continuous. It's a circle that it shows, fluidity or continuity. There's no closing. It's something that's forever existing, just like this flame that's forever supposed to exist going up to the heavens. But this flame also in our heart is meant to be kept burning alive. And it uses the feminine word mokdah. And interesting enough, what makes the word into the feminine version is the hey at the end. And hey, as we know, represents God, the name of Hashem. And the reason why I think the feminine is represented by this name of God is because we do have an aspect in us that is very godly, which means very giving. Women have this natural desire to give. We give birth, which is the greatest giving ever. The mem also is representative of the womb. We have a womb in where the child grows and develops. And a woman's called a bite, a woman's called a home. Part of this is because of her womb. She houses a human life until it's born. So I think I made the point. Women are givers. They want to give. And we constantly have this burning desire that is godly to give, that's within us. And that this has been something that's been a sacrifice for women ever since Chava. Because as we can see throughout history, it's physically and also practically speaking, we've always had to sacrifice the God within. We haven't been able to do everything that we want to express and to give, be because of physical constraints or be it because of the way history has been with women's rights that we were hindered and we've had to sacrifice part of what we want to do, part of how we want to give and express because of many different reasons. But we've always had that burning flame of desire to give, and that is constantly burning. But I think the fact is that to take heart from it, just like the fire that burnt on the mizbeach, on the altar, in you know that when there was, is that it showed something. There wasn't 24/7 active service being done in the Mishkan or in the Beit HaMikdash, but the fire kept burning. And that means that everything that had been done, every service to God, it kept this reverberating effect, um, outward and upward. And that, speaking as a woman or any person who feels this way, is that sometimes we feel constricted and we feel that we can't give, and we're housing that little hay within, but it comes out. If you have that flame alive, it resonates outward and upward through everything that we do. And when we actively do things, you can see it, but we don't see the reverberating effects, but they keep going and they keep being raised. And there's also energies when you have the fire and passion of goodness within. It's the energy is constantly being exuded from you. But if God forbid somebody lets that flame go out, God forbid we let, in today's day and age, it's so easy with all the cynicism and everything seems black, and we can get depressed and morbid and we can let that flame go out, then we're just causing destruction. But if we keep the flame alive, we cannot, that is something that cannot be contained. It will constantly reverberate outward and upward. And that is extremely, extremely powerful. And that is a service that we can still keep today. So, with that, I wish you a very, very happy Shabbat Shalom.